Welcome to this look at another mod map to Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on HAUT-BEYLERON 2025. This has been ported over by Bastion 2103 or 2103, 498.98 megabytes download, no required mods, there are no custom crops, contracts are available. It says there are 25 collectibles. I haven't come across one yet, but it says there are 25. Now, this is kind of HAUT-BEYLERON, but not how you remember HAUT-BEYLERON. Some of it will feel the same, some of it won't. I am not going to go into judgy mode. I'm not going to go into voicing my opinion. I will show you what's on the map. You can make your own decision based upon that. We start here down by the river, by the boats. Now, we're not actually anywhere near any of our locations, and we don't have a vehicle either. So I've taken the liberty of leasing a car. That's up on the road up there. You don't start with that normally, just so you're aware of that. The map looks like this. Now, I say the map looks like this. This is a difficult one, because the map here isn't the same as the map here. And you'll see some of it seems similar, but some of it's not. Like here, all of this, I mean, there's a lot of bits like this where you've got like all these buildings, and that's all the old grain mill thing. That's not there. There's some other bits where you come to, for example, the train's no longer here. So you see this, and I thought, oh, that's cool. It might be like a disused railway, or no, there's no rail. But that's still on here. So yeah, it's an odd one. It's got some obviously all the FS25 stuff, bells and whistles, including NPCs. I know how people feel about NPCs, but they're on here. You know, like I say, like it or loathe it, they are on here. Now, as far as what do we start with on New Farmer, we start with the main farm here, and we start with these two fields, which is pretty much standard on the original HAUT-BEYLERON. Field prices and plots are quite expensive. You do get, you know, all the way around the field as well, but they're pricey. I mean, these ones you do get all this woodland as well, I suppose. There are some small ones, don't get me wrong. They're not all expensive plots. There are some small plots up the top here knocking around as well. So, the other thing to point out as well is where things have been replaced, like the old FS22 stuff has been replaced with 25 stuff. Some of the things you will remember having been in place, which I guess kind of made it HAUT-BEYLERON, because it was a Giants map. It was one of the base game maps. They're not, some of those things aren't there now. Whether that makes it feel more or less HAUT-BEYLERON, again, that's entirely up to you to decide. So it's very picturesque, it's very lovely. If we drive through here, we've got this open area with a gas station, electric charge point here. Come through the town itself. Now, I'm sure there used to be. Was there a bakery? Yeah, was the Fort Fernil bakery? That's not here anymore. That's gone. Up on the hill, we still have the chateau, so you can come up to the old chateau, no pressure. For a look around if you want to. There's no sell points or anything up there, but you can if you want to. If we drive across this bridge first, we're doing a kind of slightly odd route round. The cheese makers is gone. We've got the dairy, so FS25 dairy is here. Now this is a sell point only. This is not a production. It is a sell point. And what we're going to do is continue down here and whiz out to the start farm. Now the only thing I will say, like I said, it's up to you to decide how you feel about it. Are these trees smaller? I'm sure these trees are smaller. Weren't they much bigger trees? I remember them being far more imposing on the skyline, potentially. The farm, I think it's lost some of its charm. It's lost a little bit of its... The Frenchness is the wrong word. I don't know what it is. Again, it's hard to put your finger on. I kind of drove around and suddenly thought, oh, it was that thing of, I suppose because I was expecting to see the farm that was originally there. It's not. So, we'll hop. Actually, you know what we'll do? Let's just turn this around here. So, water is just here. Sleep and wardrobe trigger at our farmhouse. It's a very modern farmhouse here. If we come around the back, we've got a Farmer 400 silo. There's nothing under build mode. So like I say, there's no required mods to download, and there's nothing added in under build mode either. So this is all standard in-game stuff. If we come across the back, bit of shelter space with some of our start equipment and machinery. Header and header trailer. Got a seeder, got a cultivator, got a trailer. We start with 2 medium glass greenhouses. All of this equipment, all the same. All of the buildings are here on all 3 game modes. The equipment and machinery isn't. So the slot count is 1010 on New Farmer, as it is here. On Farm Mansion Start from Scratch, it's 961. So you don't have any of the equipment and machinery, but all these buildings are still here. Are they removable? Yes, they are. So if you want to clear this completely and rebuild it, or do what you want with it and start your farm somewhere else, that's entirely up to you. You can, of course, do that. We do have a chicken coop that will do 30 chickens. We do have a water point just here, and we have a standard in-game hayloft in our shed just over here. Fuel point as well, just there. Oh, actually, that's what I was saying. Do you start with the bag of seed just there? I think that was all it was. Open this up. 2 tractors and a harvester, tucked away very neatly, and back around to the front again. So that's your start farm. I say I don't know. I remember when it came out, and I did a very short run bit of a let's play on it. I just couldn't get a feel for it. I couldn't get a vibe for it when it originally came out. It's a nice map, don't get me wrong. Obviously the original version. This is, you know, a ported over version, but it's difficult because often when you've played on maps before, it's very easy to remember what was there, what wasn't, and I can't. It's a difficult one. I'm sure these trees were bigger, like the ones that are down the gap there. So some of the things are different. I don't remember there being a row of trees that ran that way, away from these, but again, maybe there were, because I'm sure there have been a couple of versions of these, and there were possibly some updates too. But anywho, heading down the map to the bottom here, we come to this facility, which is our canning factory. And like I say, if you look on the map, just below where we are is where the railway line runs. And if we drive here, because like I say, I thought, oh, that'd be pretty cool. The railway line is actually, we're kind of on it now. It ran that direction. So yeah, the railway line's not here. So if you're looking on the map and you're thinking, oh, cool, yeah. Heading all out here. There's plenty of architecture and buildings and things knocking around. We come to the biogas plant. The biogas plant is about, was it 500,000? You have to buy the land to get the biogas plant triggers to come up. At the moment, it doesn't show anywhere. So if we come into here, and this is an easy way of showing you as well in here, under owned, we've got our medium greenhouses, and then available canning factory, carpentry, cement, sawmill, and spinnery. The biogas plant isn't showing in here until we come on to and we buy the land, which is here. So plot 51, not 51, 50. You know, so I write down 50. Oh, it's 51. Sorry. I'm looking at value 552 and my brain's like, whoop. Anyway, so we buy that for 550. I thought that was cheaper when no, maybe not. I'm just dreaming that. But it's probably highly possible, highly likely. Turn around there. And it's a fairly standard biogas plant. Manure, silage, slurry, sugar beet cut, digestate out. Couple of silage clamps. Actually, I haven't also tried. Can you? Okay, sell. You can. Will it let you sell? If I do, will it remove it? It will. Okay, so if you wanted to put a different biogas plant in, you can remove the silage clamps and put them somewhere else on the plot of land. Put a biogas plant in, use it for something else. Again, so that does give you a bit of leeway, a bit of scope to fiddle around if you wish. Now we're going to go this way and then turn up here. So heading north. I'm going to take this left turn here. A lot of big, wide open space to the south of the river. The north of the river, it's a bit more hilly. As you can kind of see already. To our left, we have Katie. We have the animal dealer sell point. We have manure purchase point and liquid fertilizer purchase point. Manure point is on the end just there, as is the animal dealer point. Katie is just out front here, and then around the side here we've got the animal dealer sell point. Around the back we have got the liquid fertilizer purchase point. All there. So there's your animal dealer. Come from here, and then, so as I drove down, I'm looking at the map and I'm looking at the buildings on the map. When I got down there, you know, sort of when your brain's trying to process what's happening or reconcile what's in front of you. So when I got to here, I was expecting to see that, you know, where the bridge goes out and you had a little crossing bit, and I'm looking at the map thinking, hang on a minute, we've got a debris crusher just here, then we've got these lovely little bridges that take us over, and we've got the island in the middle, which is kind of a little park now with a walkway. We're going to go back to that bridge and just very quickly out to the side. I mean, we don't have to, but I'll show you. Just as a warning, just so you all know, David is lurking around in the park. You know my feelings on David already. Something shifty, not to be trusted. So if we cross over here and then just take this left turn, I mean, this is a footpath. I say technically it is a footpath, but down in the park here is David. Again, if you like the NPCs and you want to have a chat to David, that's where he is. Not everybody dislikes them, just so you know. Now, something else to point out as well is, and I have checked, I've bought the plots of land just to make sure. If we come back to the map, to here, we've got this plot here, which has got these farm buildings on. We've got this plot here with these farm buildings on. That one there, there's another one, I mean, there's all these ones upside here. If you buy that plot of land, or that plot of land, you don't, there's no farms on them. You don't get those buildings with them. Those buildings are just there anyway. Can you drive in and around them? Yes, you can. Because you can't buy the land, you can't place stuff on them. Because I suddenly thought, oh, I drove up the side of the map and suddenly thought, did I miss a farm or something there? No. The only farm I found so far on the map is the farm you start with. But again, there's plenty of scope for buying other plots of land and moving it around and doing what you want with it if you want to. So we are just going to take the left here. Got a bit of zigzagging across the countryside now because of just where the things are placed, but we get to take in the lovely scenery as we go. Oh, bit of bounce on the old suspension. It's French, you know. Right. Stop, stop, stop. Just to make sure. Up the hill. So we're gaining heights as we go, and we have the carpentry just there. Then we take the next turning on the right across this track to the middle road. Say middle road, I think it's 3 or 4 that run up. This could be the middle road. Get a real idea of the sweep and expanse of it from here. Turn onto this one and come up to the next junction. We've got the cement factory just here. There you go. Then taking this track back. Again, this isn't necessarily something we have to do, but I do like, I think we did a while back, we had the HAUT-BEYLERON placeables pack and stuff, and it had all these sort of French style stone buildings and stuff. I love the architecture. I love these old sort of stone cottage buildings built into the hillsides and stuff. Lovely. We come out here, we have got Bus Stop Ben. He is just hanging around next to the side of the bus stop. Just there. If you take that turning up, it takes you up to the observatory. That is still up there. I didn't actually have a look to see whether there was a collectible up at the observatory or not, but the observatory is up on the hill if you want to go up and have a look. It is a slight pity, I guess. It depends whether you're into your storytelling, a bit of narrative, or you just like to add in more decorative stuff or sell point, whatever it is you're into. That all of these plots aren't buyable because you can't purchase any of these plots of land. The ability to maybe, even if the gates were all open, to put a sell point on one or some decorative items, or just for whatever it is you're doing. I don't know. It's like, because of the way I played the game, I guess I'm always looking for ideas for storytelling. Wouldn't it be cool if? Oh, don't want to roll over there. That's not the best idea. Turn down here. Oh my days! I'm having a mare. Right, there we go. In the same location, but slightly different buildings. We've got the farmers market just here to our left, and then over here we have got the lime station just there. Coming back out again, and we're going to go out back up to the main road. Well, this is a main road technically, but I suppose it depends on your definition of a main road. Anything that has tarmac on it that's not gravel or dirt, I guess. So, heading across the top of the map, heading east, we've got a gas station coming up. Whoa, and forestry at the top of the map as well, as you can see. And because of that, there's our gas station. Behind the gas station there's a little building where Noah is hanging out for forestry advice. He's around here in the trees somewhere. There we go. Noah is just up there if you want to chat to him. So if we turn just here, the carpentry, the sawmill is here, which is kind of handy because I say most of the forestry appears to be sort of in that section. But there's your sawmill. We turn up here and then up here. Top of the hill. We don't have the GCHB, so the big old grain sell point HAUT-BEYLERON isn't here anymore. This is the warehouse, top of the hill. So we've got warehouse around the front, and down the side we've got the warehouse sell point. So there's your warehouse point at the front, and around the side just there, up there, we've got its sell point. Now we've just had another map drop while I was prepping this one, and this is going to be, I think, I don't know when I'm going to get onto that. I might do the prep and have to record it tomorrow morning, but that will be in quite stark contrast to this, because this is very base game. The map's here and it's all base game stuff, no custom crops. Although I think the one we're going to be looking at next after this is tons of extra custom crops. I think 17 required mods. Is a very, very different animal, so we'll see. Restaurant sell point is just there, but that will take a lot more prep time. So as we sweep up to the top of the hill, the spinnery is where it always was, which is quite nice. It's that reassuring thing. You come on top of it and go, oh, there we go. There's the spinnery. Spinnery at the top of the hill is all up here. Actually, I'm trying to remember whereabouts on the map the catapult was. I just remember when FS22, all the lead up, like it was with the lead up to FS25 coming out, all the stuff that Giants were teasing, and we'd get all the different bits every now and again. You'd get a little blog post every now and again, and there was little glimpses and snapshots of the new maps, and you didn't know where they were and what you were going to get, and and it seems like such a long time ago. Like the map seems, like I say, so familiar, but for such a long time you didn't know what it was and what was going to be on it and that kind of thing. I always remember the images of catapults and things, and they talk about being a medieval town, and you're thinking, well, that's pretty cool. But I thought it was down here somewhere. But I mean, at the end of the day, if it's not on here, that could be why I haven't found it. But hang on, 22. No, am I getting my games mixed up? Is it 19? No. It's bad enough being mixed up with your days, being mixed up with your years. Anyway, coming down all the way from there, we turned across the river and went past the dairy as we drove through. We've now taken the other bridge, the one just past that. We're coming down to the vehicle shop with workshop trigger. So there's your vehicle shop trigger, there's your workshop trigger. This is the reset point for the map, just here. And ladies and gentlemen, we've been around the entire map. So the question is always, I ask, playing devil's advocate, it's that thing of, is the map exactly as it was? So there's that nostalgia feel to it. If you really loved the map before and you wanted to play it again, you can. Has enough changed that if you played it before you think, oh, actually I could come on and play this again, it feels completely different. Do you think it feels better? Do you think it feels worse? Again, that's your decision to make. When I'm doing the map tours, I'll go around. Sometimes I know I can't help myself and I will say how I feel about stuff, and and you can always tell if I'm particularly excited about a map, or if I really, really like a map. I will say I really, really like it. So it's up to you to decide. With all these things, all I'm doing is showing you what's here. And even when I'm saying I think something is absolutely amazing, it doesn't mean the next person will like it. So, not that. So we started here down by the river, and we came all the way along. Or was it here? Here. We came along, across the dairy, then out to there. We came back across, down past the cannery, out past the biogas plant. Then we came up there, animal dealer, debris crusher. We came round, popped across C. David, then we went all out this side up to the carpentry, across there to the cement works, cement factory, back up here past Ben, around there, and then we came down here to the farmers market and lime station, crossed up to the gas station in Noah, sawmill, swung our way down, and then we came down here and then up that way, warehouse point and sell point there, restaurant Spinnery, then we came back round and down, and we could have cut down there, couldn't we? I always used to forget that when I played it before. We came down this way to the vehicle shop, and we are now here. And that, let me just double check. I think even if you buy all that, the mountainside, yeah, you don't get the plots of land and the buildings and stuff on. Anyway, that is HAUT-BEYLERON 2025 by Bastion 2103. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.